I saw that apparently there's a ton of space debris, and they have to do maneuvers with the satellites so they don't hit it. That there's little dimples in the International Space Station because it gets hit by really small debris, but it's moving at like 1626 1,000 miles an hour, which something very small, if it's moving fast enough, like bullets, not all that heavy, but could kill you. And when I was reading this, I just kind of chuckled. And where do humans go where it gets better? Like for the environment, for other people, where have we went on this planet where it's gotten better? And that answer is nowhere. And because everybody talks about the greater good and the environment and helping others and blah, 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 but in reality, it's all about money and bottom line. That's why you see plastic everywhere and not glass. If you watch older shows and older movies, they use glass. But why did we go away from glass? Money. And I was watching a sitcom and they talked about the plastic island that's the size of Texas. And I was curious. Everybody's so worried about plastic in the ocean and cleaning things up. Why hasn't anyone done anything about that gigantic island of plastic? And basically, from what I'm reading, it's too hard. That's the reason. Because they're saying to do less than 1% of cleaning up of this island, it would take 67 ships 1 year to clean that little bit less than 1%. But if you started this 20 years ago, you'd be at 15-ish% right now. It'd be gone. And you could have stopped more debris from going in, because I'm guessing it's gotten bigger in the last 20, 30 years. So, but in reality, it's not too hard. It's too expensive. Again, money. People talk environment and we're here to help others and blah, 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 blah. When that's all lies, a cop-out, whatever you want to call it, but it's not the truth. And I saw that Sweden has a waste management system, waste to energy. And I was doing a little research on it because I was like, if it's so great, then why isn't everyone doing it? Because it's really not. Because when you burn something, it takes money to collect said waste that comes from heating up the trash and burning it. And apparently there's like acid ash and emissions it gives off is horrible. And it has to be extremely regulated, so that means that in the United States, or if they did it in China, Russia, India, wherever, that people would take advantage and it would actually be worse for the environment than fossil fuel. And there's a reason why we can't get away from fossil fuel. It's because it's so efficient, cheap, easy, readily available. And if you don't think that there's a God or something bigger out there, I feel sorry for you, because fossil fuels are basically plants, trees, ferns, plants, and swamps that get compressed and have intense heat added over time, and this creates fossil fuels? Th- That's that is incredible. That that's how fossil fuels are created. So really, if you think about it, fossil fuels is a renewable energy. It is, because plants are constantly dying, animals are constantly dying, and yeah, the ones that died yesterday, it's going to take a while to create fossil fuel, but they say millions of years. Okay, again, I've talked about like them carbon dating in millions of years, and we can't comprehend that as human beings. Just like we can't comprehend trillions and trillions of dollars. Like, you can't. Your brain cannot compute those large of numbers because we have nothing to compare it to. Like, just your brain can't do it. There, there's a reason why we use fossil fuels. That God had a plan, an incredible plan. And I saw that the Sweden's waste management system, the waste to energy. There was one person that called it waste of energy, and then probably my favorite, trash to toxic ash and toxic air pollutant facilities. I enjoyed that one. I don't understand why everybody has to find all these alternative means when something is right there that God has provided for us. Because all this other stuff, even renewable energy, like I said, fossil fuels are renewable energy. Even if they're correct and it took millions of years, and like when God created the heavens and the earth, I don't know the time frame. Our time might be very different than his time. People created time, like as far as a 24-hour clock, the calendar. I don't know what God's working with. A year to us could be a second to him, or 10,000 years could be 1 second to him. I don't know. So all the stuff that happened before we were created could have been billions of years. I don't know. Because in the early 2000s, everybody was so afraid, we're going to run out, we're going to run out. But shocking, with our technology, we have discovered that there's way more than we thought. And I don't understand all this wasting of money, wasting of resources to try to find something more efficient when everything that we come up with is either it kills the environment just as quick, it's not efficient at all, it's super expensive, you have to screw others, screw people, charge them more, and we have to make life harder on ourselves to try to preserve an earth that's going to be here long past we are. Why don't we wake up? Be happy with God, what God has provided for us. And I'm not talking about basically fucking the earth and doing whatever you want. No. You should, because that means you're disrespecting others as well. So, at my job, I was helping them move some furniture, and they had ratchet straps, and the young man, his father, that I was helping, he was wrapping up the ratchet straps, and he was talking about that he had a boss that was like super strict about ratchet, like wrapping them up, extension cords, and everything like that. And so I was a custodian for many years, and I was the lead custodian, and I would get all over people if they didn't rinse out the mop heads, rinse out the buckets, didn't clean the vacuum cleaner bags, didn't empty things, didn't put extension cords away, wrap them up, because you're saying that everyone else's time is not as valuable as yours, and you can't be bothered to do that stuff. And that's kind of the same thing I feel about when you on purpose just say, screw the earth. Because you're saying screw others. Like when you throw trash out your window, when you throw it off your balcony, which I've had to deal with recently, that people are launching trash. And you're just saying, screw everyone else, your time isn't as valuable as mine. Because I can't be bothered to take my stuff, put it in a trash can, take that trash either to your dumpster and then you put it out for the trash truck to come, or you just have a big dumpster. Whatever it is, your time is too valuable for that meaningless stuff. I'll let others deal with it. And I guess that's my biggest problem with people talking about the environment, because it seems like the people that yell the loudest are the people doing the least. Because you see celebrities constantly about the environment, and then, and they're off on their private jet. Quit being gigantic hypocrites. Practice what you preach. I take a bag around with me and pick up trash all the time, but you're never going to hear me, environment, we need to save it, screw you, I want to be charged more for things so we can save the environment. No, you're never going to hear me say that. Because I kind of say screw the environment compared to screwing us. Screw animals compared to screwing us. But most people care about animals, the environment, more than they care about their fellow human being. That needs to change, or we will continue to go down the path that we are going.